Hello, YouTube! I have got yet another vehicle. It's probably not a surprise at this point. This one I'm genuinely, I don't know, I'm torn. I'm excited about it because I love it, and it's the kind of vehicle I love and that I want. And I'm also really pissed because I just dramatically overpaid for it, like double what it's worth. Because right now the car market's retarded, and it'd be one thing if it's like, oh well, right now demand is high and supply is low. Okay, fine. But if you're sitting here telling me that in 2 years these prices aren't going to go back down, you're fucking insane. Everyone's retarded. They now think that $500 is worth $2,500. They now think that $5,000 is worth $25,000. People are stupid. People buying fucking 30-year-old cars for $15,000 and like, oh, it gains value every day. No, it doesn't. You're an idiot. Shut the fuck up. I hate you. But either way, the Impala caught fire during a drag race. It's still drivable, but, and to be honest, I don't even know if the fire is, like, I put it out, wasn't that big a deal. It's still running, driving, looks fine. So I'm selling it, mostly just to pay for fixing up my new vehicle. But without further ado, that's right, boys, I got me a pickup truck. This isn't actually my first pickup truck. I had a Dodge 1996, I think, had a big block V8. I actually genuinely loved it, and I shot 2 videos. One was a what kind of truck can you get video, and one was a drift video. But I shot them both on private property, and some issues arose, and I wasn't able to publish them. I did post a picture to my Instagram on Cadillac Kid Productions, or at Cadillac Kid Productions on Instagram. I think it was just like one picture of my head in it. It wasn't a very good one. I don't think I ever even did like a photo shoot of that car. Like, I missed that truck. That was a really fun truck. But I cracked the frame going into a ditch and blew the cam getting it out of the ditch because it was too cheap to get a tow truck. Pardon me. Yeah, I got, apparently they call these things fucking camper cover things or whatever the fuck they are, but it'd be perfect if I was still camping a lot, which unfortunately I'm not because in Ontario there's nowhere to do it. But I could stick a bed in here and just camp. It's a 4.8 liter V8. It's slow. It doesn't have enough power to spin its wheels on pavement. Like, I mean, if you use the brake it would, but for just like a takeoff, a peel out, it does not have the ponies. Back seat, I'm pretty much just using for storage. I would have been just as happy with a 3-seater truck. I don't need seating for 6. And straight up, if I ever have 2 passengers and one of them's like, oh, let me just move all this shit, fuck you, you're sitting bitch. Ain't no way in hell I'm moving this shit for anything less than 3 people. And that's 2 here, 1 here. But I got all my tools in the back. A lot of you millennials, I think my primary viewership is like 14 to 34. Probably don't know what this is, but you'll find out. This thing is comfortable as hell. It's just like driving a couch. Got the CB and the megaphone. I think I need a new antenna though, because I'm only getting 1 bar. It's a 4-speed automatic, but it's got the tow package. It's a 1-wheel peeler. I don't know if the AC works. The defog works and the foot heat works, but for some reason nothing blows out of these vents. Oh. Well, fuck off. They're all turned off. Huh. Maybe that's why nothing worked out of the vents. But parking brake doesn't work. And the reason I say I overpaid by about double is there's a little old lady. And I mean, I'm assuming she doesn't know anything about cars, and she's just, you know, being honest. But part of me thinks she just actively ripped me the fuck off. But I took it, picked it up, and driving it, the fucking brakes went almost immediately. And now, anytime I park it, if I fill it with brake fluid, there's a puddle of brake fluid underneath the driver's side. So there's a brake line completely gone. That's got to be replaced. Parking brake cable is snapped. Like, the parking brakes don't work on automatic cars after about 2 years because people are retarded and they think, oh, well, this is an automatic, so I don't need to use the parking brake. I'll just break my little parking pin and spend $10,000 fixing that. So I've never, well, that's not true. I've had a few cars where the parking brake works, but 9 times out of 10 it doesn't. Although now that I'm thinking about it, I'm pretty sure the majority of my cars have had functioning parking brakes. There's never had a functioning handbrake. No, the Saturns had functioning handbrakes. Maybe I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Huh. Well then. And I've bought a lot of cars, so I know what to look for when it comes to a car. I don't really know what to look for when it comes to a truck. So I crawled underneath the cab, and the frame and the body under the cab are fine. They're not mint, they're not perfect, but they're fine. No holes, minimal rust. The front, minimal rust. Unfortunately, I didn't pay that much attention to the bed. There's rust there. And, yeah, I might be fucked. Have to spend a shit ton of money fixing that fucking trash. But it's one of those situations where, I mean, I could just, not get it fixed up and just drive it till it breaks, which is kind of what I do. But I like this thing. I want it to live forever. Also, my Saturn had like 470,000 kilometers when it died. And I could have spent like $2,000 fixing it and then gotten it up to that $500,000. That was the goal with that Saturn. But, fuck that. This thing, though, has 436,000 kilometers. And there's another reason, like, do I want to put money into it when it's got that many fucking kilometers? But, I don't know. It was well taken care of. Like, the guy owned it for a long time. And he took care of it. Had all the maintenance records. But, yeah, I want to hit the $500,000. Like, that was my goal with a Saturn. I was so brokenhearted that I didn't. I want to hit the $500,000 with this fucking thing. I want to hit $500,000. And what's annoying is $500,000, you don't get nothing. If you can hit 1,000,000 kilometers in Canada and you take your truck or your van or your car to a dealership, they'll give you a little ribbon. They'll take your picture. Your name will be in the paper. It's a big deal. It happens from time to time. My grandfather, on my stepfather's side, he had a van that did 1,000,000 miles, and he took it to the dealership to trade it in at 1,000,000 miles. It's not the best sounding thing. I mean, it's a boomer truck. This thing isn't for hauling ass. It's for hauling your meds. But I like it. And honestly, any V8 sounds better than most anything. Like, that's in-park revving. That's a lot better than you're going to get with most 4-cylinders with an aftermarket exhaust. But yeah, it's a long ways till winter, so I don't know that you're going to see any drift videos. And it's not 4x4, so you probably won't see much mudding. But you're definitely going to see more of this thing. Probably videos of me crying about how much money I have to spend on it. But if you're interested in purchasing an Impala, lady-driven, very, very gentle, well taken care of, comment below.